I keep trying to rejig my website to present my photos a little better. But in reality, nothing looks as good as seeing them printed and hanging on the wall. I've been trying for years to make my website present the photos that I take in a way that satisfies me, in a way that is an experience that you step into the photography to the level of quality that I might if I had an exhibition where pictures were on the wall. And I don't know whether this problem is just inside my head, whether it's just me that after a lifetime of seeing photographs printed and seeing them in books or on the wall, that this is the only way I can properly enjoy a photograph. I wonder sometimes whether, having grown up in a household where my father was a painter and it was wall-to-wall gallery space, there were pictures everywhere and the texture of the oil on the paintings, and this just seemed normal, being surrounded by paintings and the smell of shellac. Last night I spent hours. I spent the entire evening trying to work out yet another way to present a bunch of photos. I took a bunch of shots in the Kimberley and I've already posted a photo essay on my website. But last night I decided I would try again because the photo essay that's on there that I'd already put on a few weeks ago were not as artistic. They were very travel focused. They were shot for heritage expeditions. They were very functional. There's a degree of my own style in there, of course, but at the end of the day, it's travel context and it's not about art. It's about the experience of traveling in the Kimberley. I put together a different set, a set that appeals to me, that has an artistic aesthetic that I feel I would enjoy more. They're square cropped and they're selected for the textures that are in the images and the way the light is coming through. They're not for brochures, they're for hanging on a wall. The set is called Salt and Stone because that's my connection to the Kimberley. When I think of the Kimberley, I think of some of the oldest geology on the planet. I think about the sandstone and I think about the ochre colours of the sandstone and where you see the pink and the white tones that are beneath that iron oxide where the sandstone gets chipped away. And I think about where the ocean connects to this ancient landscape, where the salt is coming through and it's washing away parts of the coast. And it's struggling to wash away parts of the coast. The coast is resisting. And I think about the shells on the beach, the grittiness of these shells on the beach, and yet some of the colours in there, they echo that landscape, they echo the sandstone. This is the Kimberley for me. It's salt and it's stone. It's the rock figs that can thrive in just these tiny little crevices in between bits of sandstone. So these photos are designed to work together as a collection that's been curated together. They walk you through the landscape and they give you a sense of the texture. And man, there's some beautiful moments when you're traveling up there in the Kimberley. It's all over in like 10 days worth of sailing, and I wish I could stay there for like a month. I wish I could get the boat just to anchor in one cove for several nights, and then just go around to the next cove and around to the next cove. That would be like the ideal trip for me. There's so much to photograph there. No one would buy that kind of expedition cruise, I'm suspecting, if it takes an entire month to sail from Darwin to Broome. I guess there's not much of a market for that. Just me, I'd be on the boat by myself. I love images where you feel like you want to reach in and touch those textures, or where the colours are pouring out of the image and just start to splash around inside your head. That's what I love. I really enjoyed putting this set together last night. I put it together on my MacBook, and the Retina display on the Mac is fantastic. And you do see the texture, you do feel the depth You see the depth in the images. And curating that set felt really good. And it put my head back into all those beautiful places that we'd been to and the beautiful moments. And I really love the way photography can help you to experience the best of something all over again. Places, the sunlight, the salt in the air, the smell of mangrove flowers, the blossoms. I love the way this happens. But then the images hit the web. These images go onto my website and meh. I mean, it's better than the first set I put up, but it's not the experience I had when I curated this series, when I put it all together. It feels more real on my laptop screen than it does on the website. The first time I put photos onto a website was in 1992. When I started my first website, people would email me and tell me that I can't spell certain words because Americans didn't realize that English people spell things different. That's how old I am. I keep trying to rework my website. Every year I have another crack at it. I rethink how to present a gallery, how much detail you can put on your website before someone's just going to steal the image and use it for something commercial. Because that's a concern. That's why you can't just have the full high res out there, because people will just steal that content. That happens to me all the time. It's something I can't avoid. And the challenge is, if you stop people from being able to enjoy it on your website, if you make it harder, then no one gets to see your work. No one gets to enjoy it at all. And that's the problem we live. That's the world we live in. I keep trying to rework my website and it just never ends up where I want it. Photography should be an experience, not a scroll. That's one of my issues with social media. Aside from the toxicity of so much of our social media, it's so unsatisfying because photography on social media is incredibly short-lived. You blink and you miss it. And this is why I start getting serious about my YouTube channel. I want somewhere where people can see a bunch of photos as I experience it, as an experience themselves. And so I'm sitting here talking to you about my photography, but I'm sharing my photos at the same time. And I'm hoping you get a better look at those photos on YouTube than you would on social media, and probably a better look at it than maybe on my website. You tell me. There's a link below to the photo essays that I posted, Salt and Stone. Please take a look. Please tell me what you think. Tell me if the square crop works. Tell me if the website is just not working for you and if there's a better way that I could be doing it, because I would really like to know. I know my website could be better. My website's kind of like democracy. It's a bit of a mess and doesn't work the way we want it to, but it's the best option we have. If you like some of the photos you've seen here, please hit like on this video. Please subscribe so you can come back and see some more. And please consider subscribing to my newsletter. There's a link down below for that too. Have a great day.